Welcome to the Free Idea Podcast. Today, what grinds my gears is job pay. Dude, everybody is hiring for random jobs with a lot of stuff that they want you to do, and they just pay you the most minimum thing they can offer. Let me tell you right now, $17 is not enough. If you live in Austin, if you live in one of those main cities where everything is expensive right now in the recession of 2023, it's not enough. You want to have two cars? Because you're with someone, right? So you live in an apartment. You have two cars. That's two car payments, two insurances. The rent is skyrocketing to the sky. Skyrocketing to the sky? Sky. You have all those payments, and then they want to pay you $17 for a master's degree. Oh boy. The amount of jobs that I have to say no to because they just pay nothing. You know, one studies a lot, destroys his life in school for the promise of a good job and good pay. And what I get? $17 an hour that anybody coming out of high school could do. Am I looking in the wrong place? Indeed. What's the other one? This LinkedIn. LinkedIn, Indeed. Why every job that I see offered in Texas, Austin, Butte, Cal, whatever the area is, it's jobs that pay nothing. $17. And from there, it just goes down. Oh boy, it's been terrible. Real terrible. Just trying to look for a job that pays a living wage. I guess it's enough if you live with no pets, no children. And if you weren't in a goddamn recession. But I am here. And of course, depends where you live, what pay you get, right? So if I live in a cheaper area, down south, $15 is a miracle. But if you live where I live, $25 has to be the minimum. There's no way you can survive on 17 by yourself. And if you do, you're just, well, you're not living. You're just being a slave, a modern slave. Why? Because you work, and in exchange, you get shelter and you get food. And that's it. That is it. Bye-bye health, because you'll be eating some of the most unhealthy food just to scrap by and scrap some more so you can do something that you enjoy. Boy, is my podcast getting dark. It's supposed to be about free ideas that are for free. And instead, it's about me complaining about the economy. But society we live in. Terrible. Also, I changed my podcast from Buzzsprout to Podbean. This is the podcast page where you just put all your videos, or audios in my case. And then they just get spread everywhere on Spotify, Apple, every other place, Google Podcasts. I'm just fixing here my microphone a little bit. Yay! That is good. That's good. So yeah, I changed to Podbean. It looks a lot different, more difficult to handle and, move around. But it has unlimited beauty. Unlimited data, so I can upload as many hours of this nonsensical, angry discussion into your ears. At Buzzsprout, I had to pay for every hour, so when I saw that this one gave it unlimited, I'm like, out, bye. But in exchange for this sacrifice, I lost all my views. All those little numbers that made me happy, that took me a year to get like 100 what views? 100. Let's check. Let's check how many views do I have. Oh, right. 185. So all my 185 that took me a year. I got them here. To get. Now it's back to 0. Because I changed. It's like if you change from YouTube to TikTok, you're going to lose everything. But it's not like you're just using both, but you actually delete your YouTube channel and then you create a TikTok and you pass everything there, all the videos, everything. So you lose your statistics. So now I'm back to be a newbie because, of course, I had so many views. I was an expert. I am now a beginner. And talking about beginner, let me tell you about the job interview I had, which was nice. But boy, do I come with experience. I got a degree. I got relevant years in the field of what I was asking. And they did not want to negotiate my salary. I asked 3 times politely in different ways. Are you guys open to increase the pay? Well, I have this experience. I don't come out as a beginner. Blah, 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 blah. Nope. They want everybody to be on the same page when it comes to salary. Unfair. But life is very unfair. That's okay. But I had to consider a question that is very important. And you should ask this yourself. Where do you see yourself in 5 years, in 10, at the age of 30, 40, when you're 50? How about when you're going to die? What are you going to do? How are you going to die? How are you going to die? Actually, spend your last days. Real question. What are you going to do when your muscles don't work? When you're old? When it takes you extra energy to just do anything? And I had to think, what job would I be performing? Where would I be living? If I had children, where would they go to school? Is it going to be in Austin? Because, oh boy, this city's overrated. I came here for the job availability, and I am disappointed. There is nothing. If you like jobs that pay you survival wage, you got it here. But you also have it anywhere. Anywhere else, any city, you can get those jobs. You want a real job? One that's actually a career? One that is not one of those simple, not simple, but like, how might I tell you, like those common jobs that every kindergarten has in their little flashcards for the word job. Policeman, fireman, teacher, what's up? These jobs that you tell a child, what do you want to be? If you want these jobs, you can get them anywhere. Any city, Austin for sure. You'll be minimally paid. That's what they want. Okay. Now, if you want a fun job, something different, something extravagant, something that you're like, I really can't believe people can make a living doing this. It's not here. It's not here. I don't know where it is, honestly. But I'm getting tired. I've been applying to so many jobs to only receive rejections. And when I do get a job interview, I get offered a salary that is an insult. I just feel like I'm going to have to make my job. And this is something I wish it was. Podcasting. Easy. Talking. Beautiful. I can do it for hours. I can do it anytime. I love it. It recharges my battery. It's like a documentary, diary. I'm sorry. If you're listening to this, thank you. This is only entertainment. No sauce in here. No knowledge. Nope. I have unlimited data! Unlimited! Which means there's more nonsense coming now. a lot more, and I like it. It feels like this is what I wanted to do with this hobby, just talk. And I know that it's not gonna make sense for at least the first 100 episodes. In fact, probably nobody is gonna listen to it. Now, if you are, I appreciate you very much. You're one of those lucky ones that made me lucky. Oh, hell yeah, bro. So jobs, nothing here. I've been applying now to HR jobs about hiring people. Life is funny, right? I cannot get a job, so I apply for a job that hires jobs. That's the job I get. If I get it. If I even get it. It's a job to hire people to do jobs. And I'm gonna end up offering them a survival wage. I know for a fact. Whatever job I'm gonna be hiring for is not gonna pay enough. It's not. Poor them. I'm just gonna schedule them, give them the random ass questions that everybody asks. I mean, not random ass, it's just the same common questions. Tell me about yourself. Also, this job we offer blah 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 blah, and your salary is going to be calculated every year or every 6 months about blah 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 blah. Oh, you want to negotiate? Oh, you want a higher salary because you studied? Because you sacrificed yourself? Because you invested in your knowledge? Because you know more than somebody who just came out of high school? Oh, yeah, we have a salary for you. Come right here. Look at this chart. Everybody starts at this salary, minimum wage. And from there, we'll see if you'll make it. In 6 months or a year, maybe you'll get an increase. Maybe, okay? First, you have to go through training. And then we have to see your performance. Damn it. When I explain it like this, it really sounds sadistic. It's like, how can I inflict the most mental pain into a human being? All right. Make them go through this rigorous process called school. Promise them 1,000 things once they graduate from school. And then treat them like they never went to school. And reward them as such. Whew. This is happening everywhere. Everywhere in America. I don't know really as a fact, but it has to be. I bet you this is happening in other countries because it almost seems like a scam. It's easy to make promises and not complete them, reward them, follow your word. It's easy to say, study, go to school, you'll get a good money. Maybe. I think there's only 3 where you maybe get a good money. And I don't even know because I didn't study that. Engineering, doctor, and I always forget the third one. Oh, lawyer. Law. Law. One of those 3, I mean, maybe those 3, pay actual money. But even then, I don't know. Because now if everybody tries to be a lawyer or a doctor or an engineer, are you even able to get a job? Because what I've realized is people who get a job never leave the job. Once they have it, they hog a lot up forever. As it is normal, honestly. Why would you? A job provides you a lifestyle, and getting out of that lifestyle is very hard. If you want to change a job, you probably have to move apartments, houses, state, city. You have to sacrifice a lot of stuff in between when you're transitioning from one job to another. For example, feeling like a beginner again and being one, not knowing what to do or anything is, having to ask people around you, having to learn names, having to learn a whole routine, I can understand why lots of people don't want to leave their jobs. Very, very normal. I understand. I understand. Every time I want to leave mine, I also get the same fears or, the same thoughts. Is it worth it? Well, it has to be. That's the thing. Whenever I leave this job, it has to be worth it for all the trouble that is going to come. Feeling like a beginner, uh, finding my transportation is going to change my lifestyle. Gonna have to learn a whole whatever else the job entails. The friends that I already made in this job, connections, the favors, everything, the politics is back to square one. So it has to be worth it. It does. It has to pay a good wage, like way better, for the sacrifice to make sense. Or it has to give better rewards, maybe better holidays, maybe better insurance, things like that. It has to be worth it. If it's not, nobody's going to change jobs. And that's the problem I am in right now. Dude, I really try. I try everything I can. I haven't given up. I'm applying to jobs every single day. I'm trying to climb the ladder at my own current job. I'm going to interviews. I'm listening to offers. I'm trying to negotiate. What else is there to do? Oh, and I'm also working on this podcast, trying to make a living out of this, if it's possible. I don't know. It's a hobby. I like it. It is a good hobby. But I wish it was a hobby that paid. Oh boy, I'd have the dream job. But if I did, would I have anything to talk about? Because then I'll be just another rich guy that does not connect with the normal people, with everybody else. I'll just be like, oh yeah, guys, so today my lunch cost 100. Never mind. I wouldn't even complain about the price of my lunch. Ha! I'm rich. Why would I even complain about prices? Recession? What recession? I just bought a Gucci belt that is $15,000. What recession? I don't see it. My watch over here tells me my bank account. This watch cost $48,000. I don't see the recession. What, eggs are $2 more than yesterday? That's what? That's like 2 cents? That's nothing. Dude, rich people don't have the same issues. And if I ever become rich, you'll notice I'll stop talking about these little problems. Like, oh, I don't have time. I don't have energy. My food is can't afford it. Can't find a job. The problems of us, the poor. And even then, I'm not poor. Not like when you see poor, there's real poor. For example, those who don't even have homes or a job. That like I don't have food stamps. People that need really help. And boy, have I been there. Where it would be so nice to get some food stamps, but don't qualify because I have money in stocks. There was the time I didn't have a job for 6 months, and I said, I'm gonna apply for food stamps. Because honestly, yeah. I mean, it's only Charlene paying the rent and our savings, but I couldn't qualify because my savings were too big. Too big is relative. I think it's more than I'm gonna say it because this is public, but it's relative. Really, when you want to apply for food stamps, it's very strange. The requirements they have for you are like, dude, almost nobody qualifies for food stamps. I don't know. Can't tell you what the requirements are. Food stamps requirements. Oh, you like my keyboard? I do. I like it. It's very noisy. What is this? Determine your household resources or assets. You may have 2,000 to 15 countable resources, such as bank account. If at least one person who is blah 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 blah, determine your income. Gross income. If your household only consists of one person, then gross monthly income to be eligible for SNAP is 1,287. And for two people, it's 1,726. 1,726. You know, my rent at that time was 1,500, or somewhere along there. 1,500. Yeah, when you add all the expenses, bills, probably 1,600. Because I'm in Austin, of course, the city for the rich. For the rich. Even though I'm broke. So in order to qualify for food stamps, I mean, if my apartment cost as much as this, how am I... Like, I can afford my apartment, barely, but I don't qualify for food stamps. You see what I mean? And because it was a household of two, like Charlene was working, I wasn't, but it's still gross income of 1726. Well, obviously, any job will pay you more than this, I think, because this is per month, or what? Yeah, per month. So because she earns, then I wouldn't qualify. But I don't have a job. And the rent costs as much as this. So we need help. Help to buy food. Because I'm tired of buying the cheapest options and feeding myself just pastas and maruchas. But I don't qualify. I don't get it. The US tries to help, but it doesn't help. It doesn't. I'm not the only one. I'm not gonna say who, but I've heard stories. Of people not qualifying for health insurance when they really need it and cannot afford it because of some dumb requirement. Land of the free. Oh, America. There's so much wrong in this country. Unfortunately, it's still the best one to live in. I gotta study. What is so great about this country? Number one, you can criticize your politicians without going to jail. You can have freedom of speech. I mean, you can say that is being limited at the moment, but oh boy, go to China. See how limited it is over there. You'll be a happy person as long as you don't get into politics. That's how limited it is. You'll be happy as long as you don't like playing video games and talking on the chat. Still the best country, although sometimes I feel like I'm trying to convince myself of that. But it is. It has very high standards for food. When you buy stuff in the supermarket, a lot of stores have also warranties for the products that you buy that you can just return. Try doing that in China. Try doing that in almost any other country where you just buy something out of the store, open it, you're like, I don't like it, and you go back and return it, and they accept it. Try that. Only America lets you, or American companies, like at least Amazon does. I don't know if in any countries Amazon changes its rules, but in America, you can return anything at any time, which leads to some scamming, of course, because if you don't ask any questions, and you get into another trouble. Is America the best? I don't know. It feels like it is. In a lot of places, America really lacks, but in others, there's no there's no way other country competes. But other countries definitely better than America when it comes to holidays. Pay, pay! Oh my goodness, pay! Almost any European country better at benefits and holidays. If you're pregnant and you want to have a baby, you get like a whole year in Europe somewhere. Whole year. And you get paid full. Try that in America. Huh. Try it here. You'll get fired. Excuse me one bit. Whoa! There we go. What can I tell you? What can I bring into the news? So is this podcast now about news? Or is it a diary? Or is it about ideas? Oh, here's one idea that I've been thinking about. Motivational speakers. YouTubers. Influencers. Podcasters, including me. What do we even bring to the table? Nothing but entertainment and false dreams, false hopes, false promises, false profit. Man, I'm so negative. But it's easy to be negative when your life is not going the way you want it to be. Of course, it's easy to be negative when the job offers me minimum wage for my master's degree. Of course, I'll be negative. You gotta understand. I spent 6 years of my life for this. 6 years for somebody to tell me, you could have just graduated from high school. Have 6 years of your life and work any other job and you'll be better off. Delicious. Where was I? What do entertainers bring to the table? And my thoughts are that it's just that. Entertainment. Entertainment. Although sometimes it feels like they bring you a solution. And they do. Sometimes. How many people try what they hear on the internet and it doesn't work out compared to those who it does work out? I don't know. I've studied everything about money. YouTube's, podcasts, audiobooks, physical books. I've done exercises that everybody tells you. I've hired coaches. Now I'll tell you the coach is the one that actually worked. But it was very specific. It was about teachers in China, changing jobs, how to earn more money. And boy, he taught me how to negotiate and how to have the upper hand. And it worked. And it increased my paycheck incredible amount. But it also helped that it was during the COVID. So people like me were very low in supply. So I was low in supply, high in demand. I can sell myself for more. Here, on the other hand, well, that's another story. But that's the one that worked. Everything else that I learned about money, nope. I do have good savings. I do have a good mindset about the tool that money is. I feel comfortable with it, and I feel like I can manage it well in large numbers. Thank you. I learned how to do that. But did I learn how to make more? No. I want to make more. I want to make more. Money equals happiness. Although somebody said, if your problems can be solved with money, they are not problems. However, I'd like to contradict that phrase. What if my problem is I want to go on a trip to Spain, but I don't have money? My problem is easily solved by money. Okay, so you say it's not a problem because if I give you money, you can go to Spain. Great. Let's say that for the past 40 years, that's been my dream and I haven't been able to achieve it. Never enough money. Let's say I die, never traveling to Spain because I never had the money. My problem could have solved by money, yes, but I died never achieving that dream. Therefore, it is a real problem. Even though that money could have fixed it, I just never had the chance to make enough. It is a real problem. Although you could argue and say, well, it's your mindset. You could have sold stuff. You could have stopped spending here. You could have done this, done that. Maybe you're afraid. Blah, 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 blah. Get a boat. Don't even need an airplane. Walk. You don't need a car. Walk to Spain. Find a way to get there without money. Without money. Ooh. Oh boy. This morning is different. Perhaps. And it is to anyone's opinion how to take it. But my opinion is money becomes very important once you have a family or when you're planning to have one, like I am. After that, you realize how much you really need money, how much you really have been lied that money is not necessary. Then you start to realize, like I do, it's all a lie. Money is really hard to make. Another famous phrase, I'll be calling them adages. That's the proper way to call a saying. Let's see. Adage definition. Oh, I love my keyboard. A saying that sets forth a general truth and that has gained credit through long use. Okay. Adage. So, the adage, the easiest $1 million, no, the hardest $1 million is the first one. After that, becomes easy. Maybe. How to make money? That is the question. Even if, look, there are some questions that have always in life attracted a lot of people's attention. How to make money is one of those. How to make money. Let's see how many views whatever video comes first. First video 3 weeks ago, 811,000. 7 ways to make 10,000 a month in 2023. Dude, it's just January 21. And somebody already made a video on 2023, how to make money. This is a topic that you will never run out of videos, books, audiobooks, podcasts, anything. You will always see people talking about this, how to make money. It's one of those things that we as humans, as soon as we're born, we just say it. It's our first word. We just say mama. People say baby's saying mama. No, he's saying mama, money. If he could speak a few more words, he would say money. That would be his first words as a baby. Mama, money. This makes no sense. Yeah, that's one of the questions, money. How do we make it? And then people try to fool you and say that you don't need it. If you don't need it, give it to me, please. because I can find a need. That's one. And there's multiple of these topics that we humans always have. We humans, because I'm an alien. I'm an alien. So I will refer to everybody as humans. These humans. Another one is happiness. How to be happy. So how to make money. How to be happy. Let's see how many views the first video that pops up and how long ago. Okay, first one 5 years ago, 7.4 million views. Second, 4 weeks ago, 109k views. How to be happy. 2 years, 5 months, 7 months, 2 years, 9 months. Doesn't matter. It's always rephrased different. How to be less stressed. How to be happier. I just put how to be happy. This is the first video. How to be happy every day. It will change the world. Jacqueline Wade, TEDx Stanley Park. I bet it's great, but I also bet there's nothing new there that hasn't already been written or talked about 1,000 years ago. Whatever it's there, it's already been said before. We have this amazing feature as human beings to forget everything. Once a baby is born, you have to teach it absolutely everything once again. It's a real bottleneck for humans' development. Imagine if a baby could just be born and have all the knowledge of his parents. That would be incredible. He will no longer need to learn math, science. He will know the basics of everything, authors, a lot of gossip. He would know an incredible amount of celebrity gossip. And very little about world politics. But eventually, it could not care about the celebrities and learn some more world politics. And he would stop asking how to be happy because he would have already learned that from his parents at the moment of birth. But that's not how we humans get created, unfortunately. We always have to learn everything from scratch. So these are the questions that we always ask ourselves when we're little. How to be happy, how to make money. Another one. Are you ready for it? How to be successful. Everybody right now talks about this, success. And I probably have talked about it too. I fell into the same trap. How to be successful. Of course, everybody wants to be successful because that means how to have more money, how to have more health, more family, more love, more of everything that makes us happy. Insert Visa's music. What was that noise? It's an alien. So we always have these words these questions. How to be happy, successful, make money. What's another one? What's another one that people always ask? That's right. How to not be afraid. Or how to be brave. First one is 3 years ago, 642. How to stop feeling scared all the time. How to kill fear. This one is new. This one is actually new for the, Americans 21st century. 22nd century? 21st, I guess. How to make a business. No, how to make a successful business. Woo, there we go. Successful business. First one, 62,000 views 1 year ago. Second one, 1 million views 1 year ago. Once again, I was looking at some of the help that one of these podcasting websites offers, Buzzsprout. And he had everything about marketing, how to market your podcast, and a selection of videos. And the videos said things like how to name your first podcast, how to write your podcast, how to record your podcast, the best equipment, best microphone to record, best settings for your software. This somehow pisses me off. Because nobody knows how to make a podcast. Yes, there are people that are successful already, and they may be able to teach you a little bit on how to make yours better. But the point of podcasts is that it's personal to everybody and that it has no rules. So that's why there's so many of them. It's like a YouTube channel. How to make your first YouTube channel, how to name it, how to blah, 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 blah. Just do it. Like Nike says, just do it. Do it. Start. Now, I love knowledge. So if it was the old me, I would click every single video. How to name it, how to talk, how to write, everything. Give me everything. Just gobble all that information in my head. And I would never start because I would be afraid. So then I would look at videos on how to not be afraid and read books on how not to be afraid. You see, because I was a child that was born without a brain. I had to earn my brain just for somebody to tell me, you deserve minimum wage. No, you deserve survival wage. Now I understand why I'm so angry. I understand. Thank you. Thank you for listening to my anger. This podcast helps me understand why I'm always irritated. And this is why. Because this is in the back of my head. The lies. That Bible verse, the depressed Bible man, he was right. Just because you're smart doesn't mean you will be successful. There was that whole paragraph where he said, the strongest doesn't always win the battles. The fastest doesn't always race the races. The smartest doesn't always get a good paying job. Oh my God. This is what this podcast is going to become. Just me ranting. I do have pain. I have demons. And I will expose these demons. Honestly, I'm having fun. Because I changed to Podbean. Podbean, which lets me make the longest podcast I can. And oh boy, I will take full advantage of it. I'm going to make the longest, thickest. Yeah, I'll stop right there. Secret to business success. Oh, this is another word that everybody loves. Secret. There's a secret for everything. For love, for business, for success, for happiness, for fear. The secret. For the Lord. The secret. Everything. The secret to run a profitable business and make money. Money. Everything is about money. I don't know what to tell you. If having children would make you money, the world would be overpopulated. I'm glad we don't have children for that reason. I'm glad it's just in our DNA to want to have one. Because it makes no sense financially. And it looks like everybody's looking for money. And if you want to have children, that's not how you make money. That is like that 1% of the 1% of people who actually make money that way. What can happen is you make a child, you destroy this child, you create him into an artist. Artist becomes famous, but he forgets you because you were a horrible father. And you get nothing in return. Nothing. But you made him famous. The 1% of the 1%. And you didn't make a penny out of that. So yeah, don't bank it on children. They're not they're not your way to become rich. Imagine if they were. We wouldn't have an issue with this politics over population and what else? I don't know. Organ donation. Yeah, You could have children take out their organs. Oh boy, this is horrible. Sell it. There will be a business. I mean, we can already donate sperm, and that's a business. We can donate blood. Yeah, we can. Well, there are many ways to make a living, which is another rant that I have deep in my heart. My damn angry heart. The amount of ways to make a living is incredible and dumb. There's one guy for Rolls-Royce that has a job to just draw a line with a paintbrush. A little paintbrush, like if you grab a stick and all your hair from your nose and stick it in there with some glue. That paintbrush. And all he has to do is draw this line from the front to the back of the car for life. And that's it. That was his job. And Rolls-Royce was very proud that this was the only man who could do it. And he lived his life, and one day he's going to die or retire. And I don't know what's going to happen to that line, but that's the point. That's the marketing strategy. If you got a Rolls-Royce with this line, only one human being could do it. Try telling a teacher why he cannot get a raise. But this man, who draws a line, can live in a mansion. Try telling the McDonald's worker he will never own a home. But this man who can draw a line on a Rolls Royce is gonna make more money in that line, only one, than his entire McDonald's career. Life is not fair. It's not. But the amount of ways that one can make a living sets me to believe that if I don't get a job anytime soon, I'm going to stay in my pest control job forever, and I'm just going to end up having to make my own job, create it. And if I were to create it, it would be this podcast. Free idea. It may happen that it's called like this, and I never actually give any free idea. I charge for my free ideas. Then it's no longer free. It's the same thing as telling you, I'm going to give you the secret to happiness. Well, if I'm going to give it to you, it's no longer a secret. So why can't I charge for a free idea? Logic much? Logic. You like my breathing? I can hear my breathing. I hope it doesn't sound too much when I finish the recording. We'll see. We'll see, Wilson. We'll see. The secret, money, happiness, fear, there's worries, any other thing that every human feels. Sadness, how to stop being sad, how to live your life. Time, how to have more time. I don't know. I ran out of ideas here. But yeah, I have a lot of anger inside of me, and now with Podbean, I will be able to release it with no cap to my limit on the podcast. I will be able to listen to myself while driving. Woo! I love doing that, just listening to myself. Yep, and that's a narcissistic right there. 100% narcissist. Listening to myself. The best part is when I open the door and it's my voice blasting through the neighborhood. And then I go to the customer, because I'm working a job, of course, that pays me like a high school student. And then I go, hello. And they listen to my voice. And that voice sounds familiar. It sounds exactly like the voice they heard coming from my truck. And it leaves them puzzled. And they never say it. But I can see it in their eyes. I love that. Love that feeling of looking at me and thinking, am I really going to let this man enter my home? and do what I paid him to do. Because I heard him on the radio, listening to himself. Is he of a clear mind? That's up to interpretation, of course. So that's my job. I know you didn't ask. It don't matter. I'll tell you. Because this is for entertainment. That's it. And when I become rich, which is never, but I'll just keep saying it because I have a dream, then I'll forget about everyone. I'll forget about my struggles. I will say, I never knew you, whoever you are. And then I will say, what recession? I don't know. Why don't people love their jobs? I mean, why don't people want to work anymore? Everybody's so lazy. I'm going to say all that. Everybody's so lazy. I mean, they just don't want to work. I mean, there's jobs everywhere. Here, look at this. Do you want to clean some toilets for like $7 an hour? You don't want to do that? Goddamn, people today are lazy. There's just jobs. They're handing them to them. Handing the jobs to them. You just don't want to do it. What is this? McDonald's job? But we pay you, let me see, $12? But how much work do you have? Let's see. Oh, you're in the area that gets the most people, where you do not have a break at all. Every hour is rush hour. You don't get any training, and you're going to get paid $12, and you don't want to work here? Are you crazy? Are you lazy? This is a real life story. Okay? Real life. $12 is not enough for that money. People really try to take advantage of others here. Also, I see in the news a lot that company X, blah, 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 is laying off people. And instantly I think they're doing it because they want more money. Other people think it's because the recession is coming and something horrible is going to happen. And so they're preparing for it. I'm thinking, no, they just want money. This is the perfect time to start getting rid of people with a perfect excuse, because things are going to get bad. So nobody's going to get angry at the company. If I was a company and I was greedy as hell, I would do exactly that. I would take advantage of this situation and say, oh no, the reason I'm firing all of you and like on Christmas when it's supposed to be the happiest time of your life. I know you have children and everything, but like, it's not because I want to make more money. No. Don't even think about that. The recession is going to get bad. That's it. It's just I can't afford you. That's what I'll say. Because I'll do that 6,000 times. And somebody's going to get angry. I mean, all those people have to. But then they'll look at the economy and say, oh no, yeah, he's right. He's doing it for the business. It's a small price to pay. It's sacrifice. Oh, that's the food of the cats. But they're all sleeping. Except for one. Wake up. But Joanne, go eat. She's a happy mama. Happy mama. She had a kitten. Little baby. Little name is Pesto. Little Pest. Very cute. Yeah. So, I think they're just laying off people because they can. This is a perfect excuse. They'll receive no bad news for doing it. Because why would they? It's just business. And they know the secret to make money. The secret to have a successful business. I sometimes think the secret, so-called, is lies. Honestly, yeah. If you're honest, but everybody around you is lying, they're gonna get a head start. They're gonna get more than you. Is it a fair game to play? If you're the only honest one, and everybody's lying through their teeth about their accomplishments, they're gonna get more and you're not. even though you're twice the man that they are, because you're telling the truth. They'll be eating steak and lobster while you cannot even afford food stamps. God damn, is that dark? But I love it, because that's what's in my heart. That's what I feel. That's the anger going through my brains. Yeah. That is this podcast. Whatever this has become. Thank you, Podbean, once again for the fourth time. For you're not even sponsoring, but you allow me to now speak for as long as I want. And I'm loving it. Thank you so much. And nope, I'm not going yet. I'm not done. It's just an hour. I can speak for far longer all by myself. This is the gift of the ADHD. This is the gift of the nerd. This is what happens when you invest 26 years of your life studying and not making any money. This is it. You just have a buttload of information. A lot of information. A lot. And nobody to tell it to. And nobody to reward you for it. So enjoy. Enjoy a cascade of knowledge coming to you. Or entertainment. Besides, this doesn't mean anything. This is my episode 20-something. And it really doesn't matter. Because I don't really have the reach that those famous people have. I need to make at least 111 podcasts to maybe get advertisement. And it's not even going to be the best advertisement. It's going to be the most basic that nobody is even going to click on or sign up for. It's the one that you just get to entice you to be like, oh yeah, this is working. I should keep doing more podcasts. This is it. Look at my advertisement. I'm making it big. I'm a blah, blah, blah. Yeah, no. But at least when I get 100 podcasts, I'll be a lot better than when I was doing my 20th podcast. And that's the way I think of it. Every time, get better at it. I'm moving my hands a lot and I think they sound in the microphone. Well, I have to come clean. I had to edit out a clap that I did on the microphone. It was too loud and it was gonna miss the whole podcast. I've done it before. When you make a noise that is too loud and then one just try to edit the podcast to follow the highest noise and match the lowest noise, something like that. So the loudest noise would have been that slap, and it would have thrown off the whole sound system. Hey, I'm learning, just as I said I would. And there's an echo in this room. So, well, that is what grinds my gears. The words, the knowledge, the jobs. Everybody just tries to pay you nothing. And honestly, Texas is terrible at it. I can only speak from experience. China is the best at it. They pay you the most. And there's other countries that pay even more. Those Arabic countries, they pay even more than China. Pshish is, it's business. If you want an employee, pay them a good amount. If you want to keep an employee, pay them a good amount. It's that easy. Just pay them. I mean, a lot of people that move from job to job is because they don't get paid. I'm going to move job to job if I don't get paid. Everybody does. Now, of course, people move because of the bosses and stuff, but let's be honest. Most of it is just money. Most of the time, you could keep your employees if you just pay them a living wage. Actually, not a surviving wage, please. An actual wage that makes them go live. Or offer them holidays. Something. Throw them a bone. It's so easy. So easy to keep employees at a job. So easy. Like, it's so easy that people don't even try, and they still keep employees. Yeah, they don't even reward them properly, and they still keep them. That's how easy it is to keep employees at a job. It's like pushing your cart in the store. You have this cart, right? Shopping cart. You go back to put your groceries in your trunk, and then you have the option to push this car back where it belongs, or just leave it in some random spot, waiting for the employee to go get it. Right? Nobody judges you. Nobody's gonna tell you anything if you don't. There's no repercussions in life if you just decide to not put the cart in its place. Absolutely nothing. And that's what speaks about you. Are you a good person if you... Well, I don't know. It's not a... It's not a... I've done both. I've done both. But if you do put the car back in its place most of the time, that says you're a good person. If you don't, got your news. You're probably a millionaire. You probably don't play by the rules, and you made a lot of money. If you put the car back where it belongs, you're probably poor, because you're a good person. You don't lie. You're honest. And I feel like that's the same for jobs. It's so easy to reward your employees, to give them a proper wage, to treat them nicely, to give them a pizza party. I know, that's cliche. Give them something, a party, donuts, some good food, a meal once in a while. Anything. It's so easy to treat your employees above and beyond, because they want above and beyond work, but they don't give you above and beyond pay. Nope. I feel like that's the same example as the card. Nobody's gonna get angry at you for not treating your employees good. They will if you treat them bad, but not if you don't reward them like nicely. Nope. So a lot of people choose not to do it. And I would say, as somebody who studied how to make a job work, it's so easy. So easy just to make employees happy. Makes me want to be a job, so I could hire people and treat them the way they deserve it. Just so I could put it on their faces of other people and say, this is how you treat people. This is how you treat employees properly. And I treat them better than you do. And that's why I'm going to take your employees and putting... In fact, I treat them so good they never want to leave. There's no spots here. I cannot take any more employees because they all just want to stay. I sound like Trump right there. I'm the best. I'm the best. That's how bad I want to. But what business I'm gonna make? I don't know. For that, you have to sell stuff. I don't like selling. I don't like, because it's so pushy. It's always like intervening in your life, knocking on your doors, giving you random phone calls and be like, hey, you interested in this product? And boop. No, nobody's interested. Nobody. Don't waste people's time. I don't like wasting people's time. Now, I did waste your time for an hour, but I'll call that I entertained your time. I didn't waste it. You got entertained. That's what I give you. That's it. I give you some of my anger with some entertainment, and that's what you get. What I get is a little number in my screen that goes bloop, up, and I am like, ooh, somebody saw it. Nice. Which means that there is a need for this. But is there really? Because entertainment, boy, everything is entertainment. YouTube, Netflix, Spotify, TikTok, anything is entertainment. It's like it's impossible to be bored. If you're bored, it's because you're being entertained so much. There's nothing else to be entertained about. Honestly. That's what being American is like. You have entertainment everywhere. I've even thought about giving up on YouTube for a month. And perhaps that should be my next challenge for February. Give up on YouTube. Or, yeah, give up on YouTube. Because there's absolutely nothing there. Oh, somebody's calling. Honestly, I've dragged out this for too long. It's enough. I'm tired. I'm tired. What else can I tell you? I've told you what's in my heart, and I'm still unsatisfied. I'm still full of anger towards life itself. And with that, I will part. Thank you.